Determine whether the following series converges or diverges, and if it converges, find its sum. We have the sum from 1 to infinity, the natural log of 2 raised to the negative n power. And so, well, we have to recognize this as, it's sneaky, but it is a geometric series. And with geometric series, whether they converge or diverge hinges on the value of r. R is the ratio that you multiply each term by to get the next term. To get an idea of what we're looking at, let's go ahead and take that negative n power and write it as 1 over the natural log of 2 all raised to the nth power. Let's write out the first few terms and try to figure out what the ratio is. So the first term is when n is 1, and that'll be just 1 over log 2. And then we'll have 1 over log 2 the whole thing squared, and 1 over log 2 the whole thing cubed. And so, yes, exactly what you would think. We have 1 over log 2 as the ratio. Multiply by 1 over log 2 each time to get the next term. Great. Now the question becomes whether this is greater than or less than 1 in absolute value. Because when it's less than 1 in absolute value, then the series will converge. But when it's greater than 1 in absolute value, the series will diverge. And so it boils down to comparing the numerator to the denominator. Our numerator is 1. Our denominator is the natural log of 2. We have to figure out who's larger without a calculator. And so it turns out, though, the best way to do it would be to consider what would happen when you think of the natural log of e as 1. You see, we have the natural log of 2 compared to the natural log of e. And the way the natural log function grows, when you put a larger number in, you'll get a larger number out, it being an increasing function. So because 2 is less than e, the ln of 2 will be less than the ln of e. So we know the ln of e is 1. So it turns out that the ln of 2 is less than 1. Well, what does that mean then? We have our denominator less than our numerator. Well, then that's going to mean that the fraction will be bigger than 1. And our fraction is our ratio. Absolute value doesn't play a role. And so it's going to turn out then that we have a series that diverges because our ratio in absolute value is greater than 1. Divergent series. No need to try to find out what the sum is because it diverges. Okay, great.